Today, I'm making applesauce. It's so easy to make. Literally one ingredient, apples. And it's delicious and it's really good for you. It's my boy's favorite snack. So today I'm gonna show you how to make it and how to can it. Everything that I can is either a family recipe or out of this old ball blue book, canning book. So today's recipe is gonna be coming from here. Here it is. If you've canned before, just screenshot that applesauce recipe and you can make it. It's super easy. Otherwise, I will show you how to make it today and you can either eat it fresh or I'll show you how to can it and you can preserve it for later. As you can see, I got a lot of apples here. You can make applesauce out of any variety of apple. I would try to stay away from the Granny Smith ones though, because they can be kind of sour. To make one of these, which is a quart-sized jar, you're gonna need 4 apples, pretty good sized ones. So I wanna make 5 jars because 5 jars is what fits perfectly in my stock pot for water canning. So I'm gonna use 20 apples. You're gonna need 5 lids, 5 bands. You'll need this to place on your jar to fill it. And then you're gonna need a bowl to put your scraps in to either compost or feed your chickens like I do. And then you'll need a vegetable peeler. And then if you have one of these, this is perfect. If not, you'll need a knife to cut it up and this core to get the center out of the apple. And then you'll just need a big pot to cook your apples in. I've been making this all day already, so I've got dirty pots that I'll just reuse, but I will probably need both of these for the amount of apples I'll be doing this time. You'll need a food processor, and then if you don't have a food processor, you can actually just use a strainer and a potato masher, but I think the food processor is much faster. And then you just need a giant stock pot to water bath your jars in. That'll be it. Let's get started. To prepare the apples, all we're gonna do is take the core out, peel them, and then slice them up. I'm going to use this to peel them, and then obviously this to core it out. So I'm gonna take all these outside with me, and I will do 20 apples while the boys are playing on the porch. Okay, that is 20 apples cut up. Good job, boys. Let's go inside and make the applesauce. Now we're gonna fill our pots with our apples. If you can get it all into one giant pot, that's great, but if you can't, you're gonna need to use 2, like me. Now put roughly a cup of water into each one. You don't need to measure it. Just put it in there. And that water is gonna help to keep your apples from drying out when you're cooking them. Now just put your lids on, and you're gonna simmer these for about 15 minutes until they're soft and you can cut them all the way through easily with the fork. Now that your apples are cooking, go ahead and put your mason jars in your oven and sterilize them at 250 degrees for 10 minutes. Now this is what you want. The water down there is simmering, and you can come in during the 15 minutes a couple of times and just kind of stir them up. All right, let's check them. It's been actually about 20 minutes because I got busy and forgot. Ooh, look at that steam. So let's see if they cut through easily. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know it's probably hard to tell on the video, especially with the steam, but these cut through really easily. It's very similar to a cooked potato consistency. So now we're just gonna shut the burners off. And we're gonna let these things sit and cool down because you do not wanna put boiling hot food into your food processor or else it will explode. I learned that the hard way. So yeah, a couple years ago I had a massive mistake where I was making corn chowder and corn chowder ended up on the ceiling at lunch so high. But that was at the old house. Anyway, so we're gonna let these cool down for about 30 minutes and then we'll turn it into applesauce. Okay, it's completely cooled down. I'm going to dump all of it into one pot and then I will put it batch by batch into the food processor and then I will pour it into the empty pot. And look at how beautiful this is. Homemade applesauce, absolutely delicious. It's just perfect. Now, at this point, if it's too thick for you, you can just add some more water to it and get it to the consistency that you want. But I think this is perfect. It's a little bit thicker than store-bought applesauce, which is how I like it. Now I've got this turned back on. I'm gonna bring this back up to a hot temperature. It doesn't need to boil or anything, it just needs to be hot. And then I have my water over here getting ready to boil so we can water bath can them. Once this is hot and this is boiling, I will get my jars out. I'll fill my jars and then I'll put them in there and we will can it for 15 minutes. All right, now once this comes back to a boil, it's almost there. We're gonna let this boil for 15 minutes and then we'll pull them out and it's done. And they are done. Look at how beautiful this applesauce looks. We got 5 jars filled and we actually had a little bit left over that wouldn't fit in the jars, so my boys just ate it fresh. Boys, do you like the homemade applesauce?
Yeah.
Is it better than the kind we buy in the store?
Yeah.
Okay, good, I'm glad. So anyway, there you go. Make it, it's easy and it's healthy. Let me know, of course, if you have any questions. Happy canning!